and Mr. Shion Sumola. We're looking forward to hearing from you all.
Okay, can we please just give it up for them again? I don't know if you heard the same CV that I heard first. Ah, it's CV. Okay, so I think we all know what we are here for. We are here to draw from the wisdom of people that have gone ahead of us. Yeah, so we'll just start now. Um, I'll start by asking Shion. Shion, I know that you are a fresh graduate. So, yes, you're a fresh graduate. So, from your undergraduate experience, what would you say are the things that you miss the most and the things that you miss the least?
Hello. Okay, good evening, everyone. So, a couple of things that I think I miss the most is so in university there's this. It's much easier to meet people. So if you walk up to somebody, everybody you have like a reference point. Just like how far, what department are you? So it's I'll just continue. So it becomes it's much easier to meet people, new people in university. And one other thing that I miss I miss you guys. I miss prayer meetings. I miss Thursday um, meetings, and just general like the whole just being around you guys and the whole community vibe. And I think in terms of what I definitely don't miss from school is exams and tests. I really, really, really don't miss exams. I don't miss the pressure of having to cram everything that I read over 3 months and trying to pour it back in. Hello? And try to I'm trying to pour it back in 1 week. I don't miss that. So that's it.
Okay. Hi, Precious. Okay, this is for you. From your bio, it shows that you have business experience from across several industries. And so I want you to imagine now an investor who is
Yeah,
impressed
yeah,
by
yeah.
your bio gives you 5 million naira with the hopes that you bring him good returns. How would you spend this money? Think about it very well.
Okay. So, so if I get 5 million naira now, I'll probably call my friends and then
Mm.
we hang out.
What?
Okay. So yeah, I said I'll probably hang out with my friends if I get 5 million naira right now.
Sorry.
Uh,
The investor expects
I'm
good
just joking.
returns. Okay.
Yes. So well, first I probably invest it in. So I'm currently testing. All right. Good.
All right.
So I'm currently starting a new So I'm currently starting a new business model for my startup. It involves partnerships with tutorial centers. So I'll probably put all of that in there because I believe it's going to be profitable in like 6 to 9 months. So I should be able to bring good returns in within 6 to 9 months for an investor.
As your imaginary investor, I'm impressed already.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I can go to check right now. I'm okay.
Right.
Okay, so this is a chill question. Um, Precious, what does a typical day in your life look like?
So um, I don't have a schedule. Like I don't have a I don't have a predefined way my day should go. Like I mean, schedule. So what I do is I have time, like number of hours out of my 24 hours that I allocate to everything I do. So I know for my startup, I have a number of hours allocated to it out of my 24 hours. For my academics, I have X number of hours. So I try to ensure that, of course, based on their level of priority, based on level of importance, I arrange everything. So of course, my praying, my quiet time too, I have a number of hours allocated for that too. So what I try to do early in the morning is to know what I have to do for the day, try to get the urgent and important tasks, and then just work on them. Of course, with school, school system is, I mean, you have to follow the school system. If you have class this morning, there's nothing you can do about it. But you
about you, Sean? How does a typical day in your life look like?
So my days are normally monotonous, like they go very similarly. So when I wake up, quiet time. Once I'm done my quiet time, um, I typically so I work for this company called Bundle. So Bundle is a finance portfolio company in Nigeria. So once I'm done my quiet time, I go to the office. So for me, the office is my sitting room. So I go to the sitting room and I open my laptop. So that's where most of the meeting because I work remotely. So once I start working, then I work for a while till afternoon. Then I order food, I buy food, sleep, wake up, work again, work again till night. At night, maybe like just watch some YouTube videos and chill. Life is a bit.
Okay.
So you don't like have okay from 6 to 7. I'm going to do this from this to this.
Well, I don't keep up with that.
You people are productive people. So I expect that every hour of your day will be planned out.
I think for me, it's similar to how Precious does it. So I'll just be like, okay, I have to work X amount of hours today. So once I'm able to work that X amount of hours, then I'm cool.
Oh, wow.
All right. Moving on. You know, both of you have applied for so many opportunities so far, and we would want you to just give us a rough estimate of how many shots you've taken so far to date. Like, can you just a rough estimate? Yeah, any one of you can go
So
first.
I started 2017, and I've done about 100.
100.
Yeah. Well, she had the
Interesting.
other part. I don't think I've gotten up to 10. Yeah, number is about 9 to 10 thereabout. Yeah.
Okay, what about Cheryl?
So for me,
200.
200. So in
200.
jobs, no, like jobs, maybe like 15, 20 jobs I've applied for in total. Then for like competitions, probably like 5, 6.
Okay. You said you've applied for 100. You said how many? 15 jobs. Okay. I'll start with Seun. Seun, can you tell us the first one you applied for? And do you know how many you had? Okay, can you tell us the first one you applied for that worked out? And do you know how many you had applied for before that one that worked out?
Okay, so how it works for me is I started off like in 200 level marketing stuff. So I started with a marketing agency. So there was no particular one that clicked and say, guy, you don't blow, that kind of thing. So my own is it's like in phases. So I worked on something in 200 level, 300 level, 400 level. So in all of those phases, I got rejected those times before I got like jobs in those levels. You get so there was no one particular one that like blew. So for each of those phases, I think before I got like a job in those phases, it was probably like 3 or 4 times that I applied. You get then you get rejected like a couple of times, then one time, that kind of thing.
Is it like you applied, you got rejected, then you applied again?
No, 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 no. I'll probably apply in a different place or see someone else.
Okay.
What about you, Precious?
Well, so I started off with essay competitions when I was in secondary school. So I didn't win any. I think I did about 12 or 15 and all. So I had this. So I had this. But I mean, looking at those articles now, I knew like I mean there was no way I would win them. So I had this fear. So I didn't want to apply for any grants, or I didn't want to apply for any other thing. So I mean, I'd made up my mind to 2014 and all. So, but in 2017, so there was this Tony Milu Foundation grant. I think it has been on since 2015. So I had a faint idea about it, and then so 2017 I was working on my startup. A couple of people in church knew. So there was this guy I met, Shegun, was just like, hey, you are building a startup, apply for this grant. Apply for TEF. I was like, okay, I don't want to apply for any grant. And I even thought it would probably take like 10% of my startup, 10% equity. So I didn't want to apply for it. But it was like, and a week before, I actually saw the ads. I saw the advertisement. But I was like, okay, let me give it a shot. And then I applied. I think that year, I didn't have a laptop. then. I didn't have a personal laptop. I didn't have internet. So I borrowed a laptop from someone, and then I went to botany. I don't know if anyone is botany here. So I went to botany's department. There's this free Wi-Fi. So I used the Wi-Fi and then applied for the grant. I think it was March 2017. And that year, about 90,000 people, 90,000 people applied total all over Africa. And I got in. Yeah, so I think that was how it went.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
what was your reaction like when you got in, like when you got the opportunity?
So I actually didn't even get the congratulation email. Like I
Okay.
probably just skipped it. I didn't know. So it was not until like 2 months after, and then I just got a mail that we've created a platform for you on TEF DMS, like their learning management system. I was like, what's happening? So I called my brother, and then I had to Google. I had to Google the list of the winners for that year, and then I downloaded PDF and I saw my name. And I was like, oh wow, makes sense.
And did you call your guys to hang out with them?
Where I did call my guys there.
Oh, wow.
What about you, Sho? What was your preparation like for the first one
Okay,
that
so,
clicked?
okay,
and
so
your
the first one that, the primary one, like the first one that really, I would say clicked was in 400 levels. So I applied for this, not I applied, my team applied for a competition called the CFO case study competition. So basically what we're supposed to do was they give us a business case study. And they gave us data, and we're supposed to analyze that data and share recommendations based on it. So I think what I felt was when I like you said when
Your
it's
preparation.
okay. So my preparation. So in the like one time, like my friend Marcus, he just calls me and is like, okay, Alpha, there's this competition. No, then I'm like, okay, sure, because I was in 300 level that time, and I wasn't really doing anything. So I joined him. Then we applied. That's what I just talked about, the whole thing. Then a few months later, he calls me and he's like, okay, guy, we got in like the first round. And I was like, hey, mad, because there were like 600 teams that applied, and we were part of the top 15 that got into the next round. So, yeah, so after we got in, they asked us to create a video presentation of because we had submitted a document. So we did that. Then 2 weeks later, Marcus calls me like in the middle of the night. It's Marcus' name of my friend. So he calls me in the middle of the night. It's like, bro, like we got in, we're going to the final round. And I was like, yeah, mad, because the final
Yeah, mad.
because the final round was in Johannesburg. And I'm like, hey, when did I even travel? Do you get that kind of thing? So I was really, really surprised, and we went on to South Africa. Then we did the presentations. We didn't win, but we came second, so that was really good. Then I think in terms of like from a job perspective, so that was like competitions. For jobs, there was this one that in my 400 level, I think this one was very significant because in my 400 level IT, I got laid off from a previous job that I was doing. So I decided that, okay, I wasn't just going to rush into like get another job. I was going to really study and take out time to like read marketing and stuff. But one thing that I did that was significant when I was doing that was I wasn't just reading, I was writing. So I was writing articles based on what I learned. I now joined a Slack group. If you guys know Slack, so there's this Slack group for marketing professionals. So I was active on that group, talking, answering questions when people asked. Then one evening, one guy from the UK just posts on the job section that, okay, I'm looking for a writer, an e-commerce writer. Then I shoot him a DM and I apply. Then like that same moment, he's like, bro, come on board. Because apparently he had gone to look at my website and he read my articles. And when he read my articles, he had this mindset that if someone can write this, that means that